This song is all about what happens when you take UFOs and Nirvana and mix them all up into one little song and come up with something. That's the Changing Skies. I decided to make a video, kind of a deep dive video, mostly for myself, because one day I probably won't be able to make music anymore, and I pretty much forget how to play all my songs like almost instantly after recording them. So I figured maybe I'll just make a quick little video to talk about some of the songs. And in this one, we're going to talk about the Changing Skies, because I just put a video out for that. So I can talk about the song and about the video all at the same time. So I got the song open right here, so you can see the song. It's not too complicated. It's got a couple of rhythm tracks at the top. The synths are here in kind of purpley blue. These are all the guitars. The bass is red. And there's my vocal tracks, a couple extra backing vocals at the end. There's another drum track right here. That's the one that Bill provided. And then we got a tambourine that you can hear in the song and the shaker. So it's really simple. It's got one automation track at the bottom for vocals. But there's more automation that happens within the tracks. So this one here that shows just the volume profile of that particular synth. So not a complicated track. It's pretty much a rock track. It's just bass, guitar, drums, and I got the keyboards in there. So let's talk about the song. Okay, so I've got the song sheet right here for the Changing Skies, and you can see right now that you got this F sharp minor there. F sharp minor kind of goes through the whole song, ends it on F sharp minor. And the song, so it's in F sharp minor, but there's a little trick here. So the first chord is this F sharp minor with a D bass, and at first glance you might think, okay, F sharp minor with a D bass is, here's F sharp minor, add a D. Okay, so that's totally a minor 7, but that's not F sharp minor 7. That's actually D minor 7. So this is actually a D minor 7, but the way that I voice it here, it feels more like an F sharp minor. The same thing happens right here. This is an E major 7, but it feels more like a G sharp minor because of the way we voiced it. So the G sharp minor is on top, the E's in the bass. And so really it's just a really easy sequence. It's really D, A, E, which is like a super common chord sequence. It's in like a million songs, but in this case we've kind of changed the structure of the chord so that it has a completely different feel. Here, take a listen. Hope you can hear that. And then with the bass, it's very pretty, right? The tortured poet saw the ship. I forgot to mention something. Okay, the very first line of the song, the tortured poet saw the ship. That is a direct reference to Taylor Swift's album. It's the Tortured Poet Department. That was out at the very same day or something that I wrote this song. So I stole her title and put it in my song. The tortured poet saw the ship when all of you had fallen asleep in the naked sky. Here we go to the G sharp minor, which is here, but with the E bass. In the changing skies, and then back to F sharp minor. So the song really just uses that particular sequence over and over again in the first part of the song, and that's really just to build up the skeleton on which to put these verses that are on there. And the very last part of the song is all about like the changing skies and how freaky it is that there could be UFOs and stuff up there. So it has some freaky chording going on. So it's basically, we go from here and then we're playing an F chord, which is this one, but with an E bass. So that's really freaky if I play it here. And then back to. So then that, like, it does that several times right at the very end to keep this tension going where it's like, It's like nails on a chalkboard almost. And then at the very end of the song, instead of ending on like this F sharp minor 7, it ends on, so we finally hit home. Composition wise, it's pretty straightforward from a chords perspective, but it has that tension in there so that you always feel a little bit on edge because of the subject matter of the song. Okay, a cool thing about this song is, I knew it needed some kind of like riff on top. This whole album has riffs all over the place and kind of hooks, and I thought I want to do something neat. And one guitar solo that I've always loved is the guitar solo from Smells Like Teen Spirit, right? Remember it? It's a cool solo, and I thought, I wonder what that sounds like backwards. So I took that solo and played it backwards and listened to it a bunch of times, and then I thought, I wonder if I can learn that backwards. So I did. I took the guitar and learned it backwards, and that's what you're hearing actually in this song. Okay, on my song I used beat delay for the solo, which kind of like fills out some of the spaces and gives it more interest. So I have to turn that off. Okay, that's the solo in my song, The Changing Skies. Here it is, if you flip the audio backwards, same thing. It's not exactly the same because I didn't want to copy it exactly, but hold up on guns, bring your friends. This song was basically inspired by a true story. So a long time ago, I was in my 20s, and I used to work for my dad, and I was a land surveyor. He was a land surveyor for his whole life. And when I was working with him one night, we were in Peterborough, Ontario. It was summer, so it was still light out. It was around 8:30 at night or so, and I'm a person who always looks up at the stars and sees what's up there, and the very first things you can see in the night sky are the planets. So I'm looking around for various planets that might be up there, and I think I see Venus, but I'm thinking in my head, Venus shouldn't be right there. So I'm staring at it as we're walking up this hill, and just as I'm staring at it, it just goes, it just shoots off in this kind of weird angle, and I was like, what the heck was that? And I turned to my dad and asked if he saw it. He didn't see it. He was looking down or whatever. So after having that experience, it made me one of those people who like pays attention to all the UFO, now they're called UAPs, but pay attention to all that news and follow what's going on with all that, because I saw something that was really weird. It could have been explained, like maybe it was like a meteor coming in directly at me, and then when it hit the atmosphere, it bounced off in some other direction, but it certainly didn't look like that. It looked like a pinpoint of light just hovering in the sky, not that far away, and then suddenly zipped away. So that always stuck with me. And now I see other people have reported similar things, and I've seen videos online of this kind of thing. So I'm like, oh my God, that's pretty crazy. And now we've got this whole movement around disclosure and trying to get more answers to what the hell are these things, if they are out there, and if the governments are saying, yes, there's something weird out there, let's get the answers. So The Changing Skies is kind of all about that. And in the video, you can see my dad and I in the survey scene walking up, and you see the light in the sky. But in the video, the main character, having seen this thing, is kind of been this sky gazer, and you can't tell whether he's maybe insane and he's just seeing things, or whether it's real. And then towards the end of the video, he's somehow in contact with the aliens, and maybe he's going to be taken away, or maybe it's just the aliens coming in to invade everything. But I wanted to kind of elaborate on my story and be about this whole disclosure thing, and maybe the aliens are right on our doorstep, ready to come and get us. So I hope you enjoyed that. And Jamie, if you're watching this in the future, this was really so that you could remember how to play that song. And it's a cool song, so enjoy.